Part dos. I don't know how much memory my device has, so I'm gonna try to hurry up. So yeah, the Walmart tunnel can only fit 1 million people, so that's like depopulation. The less people you have, the easier it is to control them. So it's a 2-year shelter. Freeman called it their new Noah's Ark, so then I wrote down constant references to biblical terms, but listed under sci-fi, which is science fiction. These are just my thoughts. The next part is, if the Bible is fiction, why do these Hollywood people keep quoting the Old Testament and denying the New Testament? Maybe because the New Testament is about Jesus and they don't want to, talk about Jesus or something. I don't know. So they're, rewriting in this movie the entire book of Genesis in their own, opinions. That's what they're doing. Like, oh no, the world's gonna end. Let's pick 1 million people to live, and then everybody else, oh well. Like, this is actually in the movie. Random natural selection of 800,000 people from general population. So basically, save the elite, doctors, scientists, politicians, people that are the 1%, basically. But I guess if it's 800,000 out of a million, it's a little more than 1%. But generally speaking, that's what that meant. Like, yeah, save the, important people. Creating their own form of evolution, natural selection, is what, evolution is about, and bettering the race, bettering whatever, and that's why they didn't want, they wanted the elite first. They wanted the up there, the 3, 4, or 5%, important people first, because the more important people you have, the more important people will breed. And I don't mean breed like breed, I mean like reproduce. I probably shouldn't have used the word breed. I don't know why I did, sorry. So yeah, remaking the world their way, in their own terms. I said that equals the New World Order, which is, obviously their goal here. Let's just redo this whole thing and make it better, right? That's what the devil's been trying to do since the beginning. No one over the age of 50 will be able to get on the ark. So that was one of their rules. Like, no one over the age of 50 was allowed to get on the ark unless they were in the important people group. So, and you have, like that show with the bad acting and characterization on Netflix called Between. I think that's the name of it. I watched a couple episodes of it, and I got what it was about, but I couldn't watch because the acting was terrible, and the characterization was terrible too. It was like 2 good characters in it, and then everybody else was irrelevant or stupid and always cried. I hate when characters have no other purpose but to cry and have sympathy, from the audience. It's like, you couldn't do better. So, sorry to whoever writes that show and casted it, but, So in that show, everybody over the age of 22 suddenly dies for a reason no one knows. Whatever. Again, there's a depopulation though. Smaller group of people, easier to control. For the beast or whatever system is gonna come. Martial law was declared at midnight. This part right here, it sent me all the way over. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to tell everyone. Oh, I almost did a stitch way. But I really, at this point, it was like martial law declared. A whole lot of people who research the end times and know, a lot of the signs and things that are going to happen. Martial law is obviously one of the things that is going to have to happen in order for a lot of these end time plagues or situations to take place. When martial law is declared, it's like, it's supposed to make things better. It's supposed to make a chaotic situation more controlled. But honestly, everyone knows what martial law is going to do is make everything that much more chaotic, because then people, they want to rebel, or they feel threatened. They don't feel safe. It's not like your normal life when you can just, I'm going to the grocery store. Like, you can't go to the grocery store. You can't go get food. Everything is very, 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 very controlled. It's like making the entire population a maximum security prison. That's what martial law is. The gist of it. So that one pentagram during the shot at 1:04, so an hour and 4 minutes into the movie, there is a flag while Morgan Freeman is giving a speech, and there's an upside down star, which is a pentagram, which is often associated with devil worship. I just saw that. It was only one, and it was really quickly shown. 1 hour and 4 minutes into the movie, Freeman prays, I believe in God. And I wrote down, it's not enough to believe in God, you have to believe in Jesus. Because Jesus is the Messiah, and Jesus is the one that saves. So all throughout the movie, they do acknowledge the existence of God, or a God, or themselves as God. They don't deny a God. But what they never ever admit to is a belief in Jesus, which we all know is the key to heaven. If you don't believe in Jesus, then you're just not going to make it. Jesus is the key. He's the key. And not once do they ever, unless in vain, that's the only way they mention his name, And so I just thought that was like, really? Like, I believe in God. Like, why do you have to say it? Like, it's a big thing. Like, that's not the key. You're missing the key. Anyway, 2-day roundup of ARC people. A lot of these situations have to do with numbers, and some people think that numerology is like evil or whatever, but I don't think so. I think that God created all signs and wonders, and I believe that he talks to me in ways that includes numbers. Like, there's a book in the Bible called Numbers, and it's all about, biblical numerology, like how God communicates using numbers, how processes work using numbers, a 12-step program. It's always been a 12-step program. You know what I mean? That's a number. And so numbers are important. Math is important. And that's why people who really, really study math and are good at it often end up, in good jobs or considered, very intelligent, So I did the math. I connected the numbers. The 2-day roundup began August 12th, which is 8 plus 12. August is the 8th month, and 12 is today, so 8 plus 12, that equals 20. You multiply that times 2, which is the number of days, and you get 40. 4 being the main number because 0 is 0. 4 means assignment or process complete. This is in what I found to be true in my studies. I can be wrong because I am human, but from everything that I've looked at, 4 means like complete, like check mark, done. And I say that examples can be found in the Bible and also in various newscasts about something tragic or someone dying, meaning someone being killed, because they always say, oh, someone died, but what they're not telling you is that someone was killed. Okay, and you can always realize that when they constantly mention the number 4, or when a lot of the numbers that they do mention add up in some way to 4. Okay, so I think 3 means like perfect, like Trinity, unity, Jesus' life, death, resurrection. 3 is like I don't know what another word is, like another term to describe it is, but 4 means like done, right? Like life, death, resurrection, return. Okay, that means 4, that's the end. Jesus comes back and then, so that's the way I think of it. Younger marriages equals younger families. Easier to take advantage of, as well as broken families, which I mentioned earlier. in the part 1. There's a pyramid in the military badge, which is behind the main design and graphic of the military badges. But they threw it in there. Why wouldn't they? 5 people to attempt... Okay, I'm really spoiling this movie, so I really, really, really hope you watched it. 5 people to attempt a suicide mission, which is the sacrifice, the human sacrifice, to save the world. We'll all have high schools named after us, and so they show that, you know, the more you sacrifice, the more fame and popularity you gain. You know, oh, you'll be remembered, you'll be appreciated, you'll be rich, you'll be famous, your family will be famous if you sacrifice yourself, if you do this, if you know, whatever. Again, it's the same concept that it was with, like, you know, since the beginning, like, selling your soul and signing that contract and things like that. And, like, once you're in it, you're in it. You know, the devil is not like Jesus at all. Jesus will say, here, I'll give to you. You know, the devil is like, I'll give you something if you give me something. And if you don't give me that something, then I'm going to take it and I'm not going to give you what you want. Jesus is just like, you can have whatever you want. I just want you to love me and believe that I exist. So, at the end, we're reminded of movies such as White House Down. This is very, very, very important. The reason I mention this is because they keep showing us movies like this. They keep showing us the destruction of America, the destruction of major cities in movies. You think it's just entertainment, and it is not, okay? So at the end, we are reminded of movies such as White House Down and Olympus Has Fallen, which I believe also included Morgan Freeman. You can double check that, one of those did. This is directly related to the scripture about the fall of Babylon in Revelation. And that's the end, the fall of Babylon. Once we reach that, y'all better expect Jesus to be there soon, okay? Because that's it, the fall of Babylon. That's basically what they're showing us over and over and over again. They want us to be unaware of how quickly it's coming and what all it's going to entail. But we as Christians, we know. So,